rocket.
All right. I've got my streaming. I just got to make sure my streaming. Okay, we're good.
Okay. And the reason why, I mean, go ahead and identify the problem, you know?
Well, I mean, let's say, for example, you've got this landing page or this ad out there, and you're wondering why you have no clicks or opt-ins. So you kind of go back and you look through the 5 psychological triggers and see which ones you're missing.
Yes. And if they don't do that, what's going to happen if somebody is not leveraging the 5 psychological triggers?
Well, you're missing out on opportunities.
Yes. Well, what's going to happen is you're not going to get the conversions, right? So you're going to get people, yes. You're going to pay for traffic from AdWords or Facebook or whatever. And by the way, right now I'm modeling the PETA formula, which is problem, irritate, takeaway, call to action. You always got to identify the problem up front. And so the problem is if you don't do this, you're going to be just spending money and you're not going to get any results. So if you're spending money to drive people to, and by the way, I wouldn't start, I'm getting some reverb. So the problem is that if you do this, you're going to be spending money and you're not going to be getting results. But here's the thing is that I would not be driving traffic initially to a landing page like this. Okay. I would be driving traffic to some sort of just blog post or a quiz or something that's going to give value that doesn't have any gated content associated with it. Meaning you've got to give me your name and email or something in order to get access to it, which is exactly what this is. So this is a landing page. Once somebody has, actually given you, seen your content, then you give them gated content because they've already had an experience with you. But here's what I'm saying is that the additional problem is if you don't leverage these 5 psychological triggers, you're going to be sending people to a page like this where you're giving them an offer to get whatever it is that they want to get, but they're not going to be converting because you're not leveraging authority or social proof or specificity or exclusivity or scarcity. And as a result, they're not gonna opt in. They're not gonna convert. You're gonna get very few conversions of people taking advantage of your lead magnets or your tripwires. So your lead magnets are freebies, like they're not paying anything for it. Your tripwires are things that they're paying for, like typically like $20 or less. It's a low cost, high value initial thing that somebody's buying from you in order to start them off as a customer, okay? And it mimics normal human relationships. You start by giving them free information. Then you give them a free lead magnet that's gated. They give you their information in exchange. And then third, what you do is you give them access to something for a low ticket cost, like 20 bucks or less. So what happens is you get more leads, more customers that are paying money. And the problem though is that if you don't leverage, from our experience, specificity, which he's doing a great job here. Okay, where would you see that where would you think that specificity is being used on this page, Crystal?
You're right here, discover your explanation.
Yes, exactly.
Discover how we generate leads is low. And Ronnie, hi Ronnie, how are you? He also says reciprocity and scarcity as well.
Yes, scarcity, exactly. Ronnie Sandlin, probably. Ronnie's the man. He's very what's up, Ronnie? So so how do we generate leads? For as low as $9.70. Okay, so that's very specific. It's saying $9, not $9 and not $9 even, but I would love to make it $9.71 so that people know that it's not a made up number. So it's ultra specific. So just by reading that number, they'll know that it's specific because you can't make that up. It's like exact. And it's for property managers using Facebook ads. So you can't get any really more specific than that. Okay. Now, the other thing that we're doing, if you scroll down, I want to model authority. So here's the authority here. Okay. Okay. So actually one thing that Steve was supposed to be doing here is putting in the one thing that Steve has missed is that in this landing page in particular is putting our Yext certification, our Infusionsoft certification, our AdWords certified partner certification, our digital marketer certified partner certification. Whereas if you go, Crystal, if you go into No Thanks and go to our main website, and this is something, if you just take a note, I know that Steve just did this, but this is, if you scroll to the bottom on our main website, you'll see that he has leveraged one of the psychological triggers of authority, and there's social proof, obviously, with the reviews, on and on and on. And then if once we get to the bottom, okay, there's our authority. Okay, Infusionsoft, digital marketer, Google partner, Yext certified partner. Okay, that's authority. That's saying, look, this guy has, this company, they're supposed to, they know what they're talking about. They're certified, by Google, by digital marketer, by Yext, by Infusionsoft, by Upcity, etc. So they know how to do this stuff. The only other thing that I would add there is if you've got any organizations or agent or, governing bodies, like we work with a lot of property management companies. So NARPM, National Association of Property Management Companies. If you're a member of that, put it on your website. The more of the stuff that you can incorporate on the landing page above the fold, the better. Okay. So if you've got one of those sliders, I would actually put as every one of these 5 psychological triggers in as one of the sliders. So you've got social proof as one of your reviews. Okay. Authority as one of your certifications. Okay. Specificity as exactly who you're serving and what you're talking about and what you do. The third one, scarcity. You might have a countdown timer and say, hey, there's only 10 people that can take advantage of this offer. Exclusivity means it's only for certain people. That's the 5th psychological trigger, meaning it's only for people that specifically are in this zip code or are specifically digital marketer certified partners or are specifically property management companies. Okay. In other words, this is an exclusive offer for only certain people. If you're one of these people, then that's what meets the exclusivity challenge, if you will. Okay.
Okay.
So those are the 5 psychological triggers. So if you scroll up, Crystal, you'll notice, we do have our social proof there. There's the first party reviews that we've really talked a lot about. And then as you scroll up even further, we've got our third party reviews a little bit further up, which are reviews that are from third party directories. The first party reviews are reviews that only live on our website. And those are the ones that are at the bottom there of the page. So examples of third party reviews would be like reviews from Google, Bing, Yahoo, et cetera, et cetera. So, and again, authority, just to recap, let's just go through all 5 of the psychological triggers. So what do we learn? Bottom line is you want to leverage authority, specificity, scarcity, exclusivity, and social proof. Social proof, an example of social proof are reviews that you get online on third-party directories or first-party reviews that you get that you actually just have on your website, okay? And you can see the examples there of some of the third-party reviews that Crystal's showing right there from Facebook. And then that's social proof, okay? You might even, have social proof from a quote that somebody put on a blog about your business, That's great social proof. Or a tweet. You might even just do a screenshot of a tweet or a Facebook post. That's super natural, super organic, very, very good example. It doesn't just need to be a review that's submitted via a third-party directory as a quote-unquote review. It can just be something that somebody says about your business. That's great social proof. And it feels much more organic, and ironically, it actually probably gets a little bit more street credibility, I'd probably say, just because it feels more organic. Just like live video is much more organic than staged video. And this is the whole reason why I tell people just get over yourself and do live video, because ultimately it's much more believable. It's like real TV, What are people watching right now? They're not watching stage stuff. They don't want to watch stage. That's not real. They know it, Leave It to Beaver was staged. We all know that. We don't like watching Leave It to Beaver anymore because we know it's not reality. And so anyway, so if you scroll down, although I do like watching Leave It to Beaver, but scroll down to the bottom.
Okay.
Gotta love you some of the bees. Beaver is little, what's his name, Cleaver Beaver or whatever. He's awesome. So let's go down to the bottom and go back to the other our landing page.
Okay.
And I just want to show the specificity. Again, the specificity is right at the top there. Discover how we generate leads as low as $9.71 for property managers using Facebook ads. I mean, the more specific that you can make it, the better. And look, what he did there, I love it. He did a screenshot showing that it was actually $9.70. He didn't make this stuff up. So it's ultra specific. Okay. And if you scroll down, so that's specificity. Talking about exactly what you do, how you do it, who you serve. There's our testimonials. There's our social proof right there. And then we already showed you the authority on the other page, which we're going to incorporate on this page as well. And then the only other thing that we can do on this page, and let's also tell Steve to do this and put a countdown timer on this. We've got the countdown timer. Let's put it on here as well. And that's going to be scarcity. So in other words, the next 10 people, there are countdown timers that say for the next 10 days, whatever, as long as it's real, as long as it's not something that's made up. The best countdown timers are the ones that are individual to each person. In other words, there's a pixel that's put on the person's web browser so that when they come back, it actually keeps track of the countdown timer individually for each visitor. So that it's just not generic, 3 days from now. It's 3 days from when that person individually goes to the site. So everybody's got a different amount of time left based on when they first visited the site. Those are the best countdown timers, but that's a great example of scarcity. And then exclusivity, we're invoking here because we're just specifically talking to property managers, okay? Or if you only specifically, work with people in a certain zip code or that meet another certain type of criteria. Okay, so that's exclusivity. So those are the 5 psychological triggers. Use those psychological triggers in what you're doing, everything you're doing, whether it's a landing page, whether it's an email, whether it's a sales page, a webinar. If you leverage those 5 psychological triggers in and of themselves, you can't really go wrong. If you watch any infomercial late at night, you'll notice that every single one of these 5 psychological triggers is used in the infomercial. They always have, we were just watching Shailene Johnson the other day. We were on the other coast. So she's got this new P90X type, weight loss thing. And sure enough, she had a countdown timer for 30 minutes. Okay. It was super specific, because she was talking to specific people about a specific problem. It was full on authority. She was talking about how many Facebook views she has on her Facebook page. And so and her presenting in front of the room and in front of 10,000 people. It was, the authority, social proof. She had all kinds of testimonials. Everybody was a testimonial that was on the infomercial. And then, exclusivity was for specific I think she even tried to somehow incorporate exclusivity in there, but I forgot exactly how she did it. But you'll notice that they try to incorporate as many of these 5 psychological triggers as possible. So anyway, if you do that, you will magically see that your conversion rates will improve. You'll spend less on those conversions as a result, because you're going to convert more people, and your advertising dollars will go a lot further as well.
Yeah.
And how do people get hold of us?
m.me/accelerate marketing. I also have that link in the comments.
Awesome. Yeah. And by the way, by the way, we do have 10 mistakes, the 10 mistakes guide. There's actually 10 mistakes that you can avoid. And by the way, if you create a lead magnet, I always like to say, Perry Belcher, he's right. Go negative, go negative, go negative. Like seriously, like it's, I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, I'm a very positive guy, but people are more likely to want to avoid making a mistake than actually doing something correct, because they don't want to be embarrassed. And so if you have the opportunity of helping somebody avoid a mistake or embarrassment, that is what's going to get better conversions all day long. So as Perry likes to say, go negative, go negative, go negative. And the negative is 10 mistakes that you can avoid. Just do what we're doing. So look at what we're doing. Go to m.me/accelerate marketing, and then type in the keyword mistake, MISTAKE, not mistakes. Actually, Crystal, if you can change that to mistakes, make it plural as well, so that either one of those keywords work, that'd be great. Because I know a lot of people are probably typing in, they're making a mistake and they're typing in mistakes as opposed to mistakes.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right.
What do we talk about tomorrow?
Tomorrow we can talk about, let's see, having redundancy in your local SEO and reputation management tools, or we can kind of mix it up a little and go CRM and talk about the difference between email and messenger. Okay,
one of those two, but those are both great topics. And by the way, let's add to our outline for local SEO how you actually keyword optimize videos on YouTube if we don't have it, and then also how you use our secret tool in order to get and identify keywords, and how much, like what your process is. So I'm going to actually let you go through that.
We're going to share our secret tool.
Yeah, but this is all stuff that people are going to pay, $2,000 to have access to when we set up our membership site. So we're going to gate this content later. So you better watch it while you can, guys.
Yep. All right. Perfect. Create a great rest of your day, everyone, and we will see you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you.